Hello, and welcome back to some more sheer design shipbuilding in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought, the Dreadnought Improvement Project Extended 1.3.4. So, first off, regarding the Citadel thing, big thanks to Nimbus Flight and Pronto Torpedo from Brother Munro's Discord, clued me in to how or where to change some aspects of the citadels, or rather the armor values for them. Okay, it's 1918. I don't have the Citadel 5 unlocked here, but I figured out where to adjust the, thanks to them cluing me in, figured out where to adjust the modifiers for the 3 layers, the third one not being available in 1918. What I had to figure out myself, which took a while, was where to edit the text here in the tooltip, which I did. So it's kind of placeholdery at the moment because I want to do some testing and figure out a nice middle ground where the Citadel layers actually do something useful, but also where they're not so overpowered that a decently armored cruiser can stop 20-inch shells from a super battleship. So currently, the vanilla values are actually worse than I thought. You only lost, it said 50% that you lost of shell penetration power. But according to the text in the vanilla game params file, you actually only lost 30%. So even maxed out, this first inner belt would provide less protection than the main belt, so it wouldn't do anything, even in the best of cases. I've changed it, so now you lose 60% of the shell penetrating power. So if we set this to... I'm gonna do a separate video on this, just a quick note here before we start designing some ships. This will now be equal to 12 inches, which is more than the main belt. This will be equal to, let's see, times 4, 16 inches, which is more than the main belt. And what I've currently set it to, which I've not decided on fully yet, if I had the third layer here, that would be times 5. However, because the third layer has to be thinner than the second layer, times 5 for the third layer and times 4 for the second layer ends up to being the same. So the third layer won't, at least the way I've currently set it, won't give you anything additional, but it's there just to keep it compatible with ships designed for normal dip, if I want to download someone else's ships or use the pre-designed ships from the pre-designed ship pack. So what I've done to the Citadels then is I've kind of changed what they are or what they do. So Citadel 3 is now Turtleback. Turtleback used to be Citadel 4. Citadel 3 gives you plus 15% resistance, the highest resistance bonus of any Citadel type. Because remember, Citadel 3 does never go obsolete. You can have this in the late game. And it will be viable now in the late game because of that resistance bonus. But the ammo detonation chance and the engine damage chance and flash fire reduction, not that good. And because you only get a single deck layer, this ship will be vulnerable to plunging fire from long range in the late game. So it's a choice you can make, but it comes with some downsides. Citadel 4, all or nothing, gives you that second inner deck, protecting you from plunging fire. And it gives you much better ammo detonation and engine damage protection, but resistance not quite so high. The Citadel 5 improved all or nothing, as I renamed it, The third layers don't actually do much, but it gives you much better protection from flash fires and a little bit more extra resistance over Citadel 4 at the cost of being way more expensive. So, 3 viable options. We're gonna go Citadel 3 on the ship we're designing now. Let's see, 24 knots. Let's do a decent super dreadnought. Gonna max out the bulkheads. Since we're going with the tanky Citadel. Let's see, we have a lot of towers available. That one, kind of King George type of tower. Or this one. The size is seems appropriate for the rest of the ship. So I'm gonna go with it. Let's see. Let's put you there, but what can we do with funnels? Let's see, oil 1. Gear turbines, and we can't have balanced, so induced, I guess. Because the engine vibrations and smoke interference from forced is not that good. Can we put 2 on this? No. We can put the best one. Like so. Clipping the models through each other. That's fine. And engine efficiency is now pretty good. Nice. So we only need the 1 funnel. Let's see. Is it possible to have this tower just a little bit further back so it kind of connects with the secondary tower? Yeah, there it goes. And the secondary tower is being finicky. There we go. There we go. I might move it further up. Let's see, what kind of guns do we want? I don't want to have Mark 1s. You could do 14 Mark 3s. I think that's a better option than 15 or 16 Mark 2s. Let's make sure to have the main belt actually covering the main belt area. We have to move that all the way up there. That's such a long, skinny nose on this battleship. It's very wide. Barbette. Yeah, no, we're going with something else. Also very wide barbette. Do we have one that's not as wide and not like super tall? Like this one maybe? Yeah, okay. So the superstructure will have to be moved further up, or this is gonna look weird. So I'm just gonna have to live with the tiny gap there. We could do, we probably will do the center line secondary gun barbettes. That's not even close to center line. Come on. I'll do one more. I had it green. It's like kind of skipping around. Nah, that just ends up being weird. No, no, didn't like that. We're just gonna do this thing instead. There. And then tall bar bed there, kind of filling in the gap. We can move this B turret a little bit up. Yeah, close enough. Good enough for me. Actually, I want to do round bar bets so they kind of match the built-in round bar bet there on the tower. And then we do some... Not quite there, but more like here. Yeah, matching that one. That's good. Secondary guns. Mark 3 8s. Do we have Mark 4 of anything? No. Everything is Mark 3. Let's do 7s just because they're a lot lighter than 8s. Okay, we're gonna pick a bigger barbette than that. Once again, not even close to center line. Maybe a smaller barbette for the front secondary. There we go. No way, can we put 7s on these? Of course, I'd have to move these ones, but that looks goofy. We're gonna put something smaller there. 5-inch. Good enough. Yeah, nice. Ish. Right. Casemates, maybe. Oh, 6s are not available, so the game kind of made the choice for me. It's gonna be 7s. Why were 6-inch casemates not available? Auxiliary 3. 4 was not available. Corrupt 2. Let's start with barbette 2 and then see what we need to make it work. Triple bottom for the resistance, which is still not great. Even with the high resistance Citadel. What's the base resistance of this hull? 54. Yeah, that is that's low. Experimental modern large cruiser. That's got 75. But everything else is like 50s, even down to the 40s. And of course, with the funnel clashing with the rear tower there. It's hard to put any 2-inch guns down. Oh, that works either. That's weird. Capitalistic 2, we can go... Let's see. Cordite 2 and TNT 2, what then is our flash fire chance? 21%. We can reduce the shell because it's intended for AI use. 18%. 23.9 kilometer AP range. If I go with Tube Powder 1, flash fire goes way down. Range goes down too, but not too bad. Could go Citadel 4 for the flash fire protection. Then back to Cordite 2, 16.1%. You know, the ammo detonation chance reduction is pretty good, but the flash fire chance reduction is not that amazing. Maybe I want to up that. Haven't decided yet. Right, so that's the ship as it stands now. Let's go back to Citadel 3. And just accept that this has a rather high flash fire chance, because this is a pretty decent ship by 1918 standards. I can reduce the speed somewhat, saving some weight. Yeah, we're gonna have to do all the armor, because this started out with nothing. That's equal to 16. So... it's only vulnerable to its own guns at like 7,000 meters. That's not bad, really. . 16-inch guns would go through it at 13,000. I don't know if any, like, yeah, potentially you could meet 1718s in 1918, but it's kind of a bad option for the era. It would be able to outrange these Mark 1s. Let's give it a sliver of more armor. Now we're almost at 20. Maybe. I haven't tested it yet, but it should work the way I think it works. But then again, I've been very wrong about that before. What about deck pen? At max range, we're only looking at 3 inches. So that's not that much. What can we get if we do 1 inch? 1.2 times 2.5. Let's see. 1.2 times 2.5. 3. So that's all it needs, really, for deck armor, for the main deck. In theory. But then again, that could be wrong. We got 1,000 tons to spare. And we gotta armor up these secondary turrets. As best we can. Not even overweight yet. I mean, that's some decent destroyer protection from these 7-inch guns. Out to 11.5 kilometers. What kind of torpedo range are we looking at in the era? Let's just place down a torpedo tube and see what we can go up against. There. 10.7 kilometers. Standard torpedo propulsion. Or 7.4 fast. So the secondaries can outrange torpedoes of the era, but just barely. Well, I think that kind of works, this battleship that we've made. We can pile on some armor on the main deck. Just to keep it relevant for like maybe a couple years into the future. Where it might have to deal with, you know, some more penetration, neck penetration. But that's pretty decent, I think. We can, yeah, we can up the barbette. Of course, that's probably something we should do. I just left it at barbette 2, temporarily. Oh, we're so close now. I'm gonna have to cut 50 tons. That's not that much. There. That's still more than 3 inches, so... good enough. Which guns have poor sector of fire? I wish the game would, like, actually highlight the ones that are supposedly bad. But... so there we go. One Dreadnought 5 designed. Let's do a battlecruiser. So what kind of ship is this? Experimental modern large cruiser. That's the one that had actual resistance going for it. "28 knots. That's not like super fast, but we could probably build this into some kind of a like a fast battleship, early fast battleship type of battlecruiser. We have some very decent towers. That's a nice looking tower. Let's do this like an ABX. Oh, I can't move it further up. It's too wide. This one. And we have, of course, funnel complexes that are also huge. I want to do 2 funnels because I like having 2 funnels. %319% engine efficiency. That's more than what we need. The low smoke funnels are not that much lower smoke than other funnels, but they are a little bit lower smoke. Right, let's look at the main guns. Is it centered? I think it is. That's a weird looking silhouette. We're gonna go 14s here as well. Yeah, well, we can't go more than 15. The 16s are not available. Can't put one up there. Why not? Oh, it's just not available. So I guess we're not quite pushing up to that second bulkhead, because that's as far forward as that turret goes. Well, that means we're gonna do something something like else here. All of the secondary towers are pretty big. And the main towers as well. At least they look cool. Wish they were available for more hulls. The turret works. Or does it work? Let's try rotating it. Yeah, it does work. Just slightly interferes with the barbette if it turns like too much around, but that's fine. I was hoping it had some like really small secondary tower available, so I could just put this funnel complex in between. Might do that with a different main tower instead. Now they're all kind of the same type. Just slightly different sizes. I know they got one version of a similar tower that doesn't have a like the slot for the funnels, making it quite a bit smaller, but there. Nice enough. Start out with barbette 2 and then see where we need to improve it. We're gonna go Citadel 3 again, because this time we can get some more assistance out of this. Minus 57 gun damage. And we're gonna make this slightly explosive on purpose. 19.9 flash fire chance, that's not even that bad. If we then reduce ammo, it's 17.3. Well, it's worse than what I would have liked, but 18 with the turret traverse. It's worse than what I would have liked, but sometimes it's fun when the AI ships go boom. And we're gonna hope that I can make the Citadel layers do what they're supposed to do. Because then this should be equal to 16 inches of protection. And that's pretty decent for a battlecruiser. Yeah, there we go. Not yet overweight. That's where the secondaries come in. I cannot place these up here, even though it looks like there's a lot of room. So it's gonna have a lighter secondary battery. 5-inch guns fit though. And we can add some 2-inch guns. There. Up the barbette a bit. 13.9 flash fire chance. Up to many bulkheads. 131 resistance. That's minus 57 gun damage, alright. If we up the anti-torp, giving us even more resistance. Minus 58. And that's as high as we can go there. But we still got more displacement to play with. It's turned out to be a very forgiving ship to build on. Not really pressed for any kind of weight limit here. Might even max out the anti-flood. I typically just go anti-flood 2, because the difference in like water pumping and repairs from flooding, like, not that good when compared to the hull weight cost for anti-flood 3. Sure, let's up the armor. Since we can. 5-inch turrets need some armor as well. More range, sure. Is that good enough? I think we have something decent here. Like for 1918, that's really not bad. Do another battlecruiser, just because I'm kind of a sucker for British battlecruisers. I think they look very good in this game. Ooh, and here we have a very good selection of towers. We got the German triangular towers. Let's find the one that is flat at the back here. 28 base, 48 long range. Well, this one is like slightly better. It's got much better tower spotting, but... Let's see. Oof, that's way too big. That looks out of place. Of course, we got the one that is supposed to fit there. Slightly sticking out of the hull. It was this one, number 2. Slightly too wide. Compact secondary tower, of course, being very compact and nice and lightweight. It doesn't really give us anything in terms of accuracy bonuses. That's a huge chonker of a tower. This one as well. That's not so bad. I think that's supposed to fit with the German style triangular tower. Let's go with this one. Maybe. Let's see what kind of funnels we have. We got German and American funnels. And French funnels. Why not? Ebo funnel station. 77 funnel cap. It's even got some spotting bonuses. Got the American tall funnel, which we can even fit in 2 of. I don't think we need 2 funnels though, even though I like having 2 funnels. But yeah, 500% engine efficiency. That is, I mean, it's not bad to have that kind of funnel efficiency, but do we really need it? Let's have one that kind of looks like it has the size to be a single funnel for a ship like this. Even if it's a German funnel. What's our max optimal speed? 30. 174 engine efficiency? Fine. So Mark II 16 or Mark II A 15? I think 15 is a suitable choice. Gonna move this up there, right to the bulkhead. This one is where it needs to be. Having it past that second bulkhead, that's... there's no, like, downside to that other than adding more weight. It just means that sometimes you get fore or aft belt hits that are protected by the actual main belt and Citadel armor. So you can do it that way. That works fine. It's just when you not quite reach that bulkhead, that's where you get your Citadel penetrated, because it's only protected by fore belt armor. I like this barbette because it's like not super tall, but it's also very wide. I wish there were more barbettes that were that height. Like everything else is like very tall. And this one is actually also that height, but it's too wide. Are you tall? Kind of tall. It works. Works well enough. Good angles. All around. Can only fit one of those 5-inch turrets there. And put one back here. And pretend it's not a problem that it's like sticking down through the casement turret below. That's fine. Yeah, we can do 6-inch casemates. No, we cannot. They don't fit anywhere. They fit in the towers. We've got to do 7s. If I want anything decent in the casement slots. And they also fit here in the tower. Right. Got a lot of displacement left to play with. I also like triple bottom because of the resistance bonus. But in this case, the resistance is low enough that it doesn't make a huge difference. So we're gonna go Citadel 4 instead of 3 here. Basically, the higher the base resistance of the hull, the more valuable extra resistance becomes. Because if you think about it, if you reach enough resistance that you have minus 90% gun damage, which I think is the max now. It's finally been capped. So you can't make invulnerable ships. You never could in dip, because every hull has the resistance stat nerfed. But if you theoretically had one hull that had vanilla resistance stats, you could not get more than a 90% gun damage resistance, which is pretty high. And if you think about it, 90% gun damage reduction is twice as good as 80% reduction. Because it means you only take 10% damage instead of 20% damage. So it's more valuable if you have more of it. 17.4 flash fire chance. Let's play with the armor first and then see if I want to go up to a better barbette. 21 kilometer main gun range. That's less than the 14s. Gonna give it kind of the same armor layout as the previous battle cruiser. And then see where we need to go. So 1.2 times 4 is of course 4.8. That's more than adequate for the era. Ooh, we're closing in on that weight limit. drop down the bulkheads. 15.4 flash fire chance. Is like not great, but for 1918, I guess it's not terrible. Move this barbette slightly back. Just so it sits more like in the middle between the tower and the A turret. Kind of got slightly worse angles there for the B turret, but it looks a little bit better when it sits there. I want to lengthen the guns. 47, that's 21.6. $49. Let's make them 50s. 22.6 kilometer range. Reload is pretty bad. It can pen itself. $16.9 belt pen at 10,000 meters. But beyond that, starting at 12,000 and beyond, it should be safe from its own guns. That's okay for a battlecruiser, I think. I don't think I can increase that armor much. No. Right. Minus 14% gun damage. So it's fragile, but it's a British battlecruiser. Not saying they were all fragile, I know some of them just got unlucky, okay? But it's good looking though, because it's a British battlecruiser. Good looking enough that it can be on the thumbnail. If we can just get that smoke away. I saw Duke was working on a like a night scene for the ship constructor. That looked really sweet. Secondary guns. I would like to have more secondary guns. Roughly 230 tons of secondary guns. Already got some 5s. Threes? Got some tonnage left for some 2-inch guns. There. They can't be armored anyway, right? No. Sometimes you can put armor on the 3-inch guns. It's based on the weight. And these are too light. There. Save it as such. Now I'm gonna go fiddle more with the Citadels. Actually, before I go, 1921 there, just so I can show you the improved all or nothing and what it does. So 4 times 4, 16. Simple enough, right? 3.2 times 5. That's also 16. So they do the same thing. That's why I added in parentheses that this layer does nothing. But for now, I might decide on something else. So less resistance than Citadel 3, but much better everything else. So it's a choice that you can make, and when the AI makes any of these 3 available choices, each one of them is going to be viable and not like an instant win button for the human because the AI randomly picked the wrong option. So that's my little shipbuilding session and a little bit of showing off the Citadel changes that I'm working on. Goodbye and take care.